The Cuban people have suffered under communism for 67 years. But now, American leftists want you to believe Donald Trump is the problem.
So we're on the plane now getting ready to go to Havana, Cuba. We have this entire charter flight full of people and, as important, full of medicines. And we're so excited to be with the Cuban people and show our support, show our solidarity, and to say that this cruel, inhumane, barbaric policy of the Trump administration has to go.
Not having any bandwidth whatsoever, I have no idea what's going on. Like last night, we ended the broadcast, and I went and linked up with the Progressive International boys. I met Jeremy Corbyn. That was fantastic. And I hung out with the Kneecap boys. We went out and drank at like a local establishment. And we have been, we've just been living La Vida Loca, honestly. We've just been living life, living large. And, just peppering people with just wads of cash for the most part, with hopes that, there's like a little bit of economic respite for each individual Cuban that we encounter.
Donald Trump is the problem? Seriously. Before Castro took power in 1959, Cuba ranked 5th in the hemisphere in per capita income, had more televisions and telephones per person than most of Latin America. Havana was one of the most dynamic cities in the Western Hemisphere. Then, communism happened. The regime nationalized every private business, seized every farm, crushed every newspaper, jailed, pushed back. Between 1959 and 1968, private enterprise was wiped out entirely.
Yes, selective outreach is something these people can't even stop. Their hypocrisy is alarming. When one person picks up a talking point, that is how they will all follow through. These people thought this was a good decision, flew to this place thinking communism is a good thing. This is all what they have been preaching and appreciating. While living in luxury hotels on these locations, while patients are there unable to get oxygen because of lack of electricity. I saw this hypocrisy to a different level. When you take a look at this, all patients on ventilators at a Cuban hospital pass away after the Irish ban used massive amount of electricity during a humanitarian performance for fellow communists while they perform and activists stay in a 5-star hotel with power. Tell me if this is okay.
While Cubans are literally in hospitals because they don't have electricity for ventilators, we've got Hasan Piker and a bunch of other useless American champagne socialists vacationing in Cuba and using their electricity to power their private concerts and luxury hotels. Hasan, Code Pink, and a bunch of other socialist influencers have taken to Cuba to blame Trump for all the country's problems, not the oppressive communist dictatorship that is hosting them. Like I said, they're staying at luxury hotels, hosting private concerts, riding around in buses to go tour the crumbling infrastructure in hopes that Americans will wake up and be more like Cuba one day.
A bunch of socialist influencers, including Hasan Piker, the little trust fund baby, are headed to Cuba as part of this so-called humanitarian convoy. Before you look at the videos and see the trip flooding all over your feed, there's something people need to understand. Because they're making this about aid, but in reality, it's about narrative. So a little background. A convoy organized by activist groups is planning to arrive in Cuba and, bring supplies, document the whole situation. Here's the real deal, right? Cuba's actually in a crisis. They do need the help. Blackouts, food shortages, medicine shortages, the works, right? You're well informed at this point. The Cuban people are suffering, and that is not part of the propaganda. The part that people need to think about is who are these people that are going, at the same time knowing that Cuba is a controlled state. Because this is not a country to just show up and film things with cameras and do whatever the hell you want. Cuba is controlled. Political delegations don't just pop in. Trips like this require coordination from the government and agreement.
Okay, now that I got that out of my system, the other part is that he said he can do whatever he wants with Cuba. He jokingly goes, Cuba, and then proceeds to tell the reporter who asked, what's the plan? He goes, I'll just probably take it. He goes, so, sir, you're saying just like take Cuba. And he said, yeah, do whatever I want to with it. I mean, I can do whatever I want to with it. Oh my God. You cannot be seriously sitting there looking at this man thinking this is okay, because I need you to listen. Come closer. At some point, someone not on his team will take over. I don't know when that will be. Might be in 6 months, might be in 10 years. And when that happens, all the things that are happening right now will be undone. And all of you will be punished for the crimes against humanity, for the crimes against immigrants, for the crimes against American citizens, for taking health care from the poor, for making it difficult for people to access SNAP, for trying to control women's bodies. All of this at...
Yes, the code-pink communists are treating Cuba the same way the Cuban communists do. Angry Cuban man goes to the hotel where the code-pink communists are staying in Cuba. They get to enjoy electricity thanks to a generator, but 99% of Cubans are without electricity tonight after the nationwide blackout. You will see the level of hypocrisy here. At some point, when you look at how these people do with these paid demonstrations like this,
La voz que luego vaya. ¿Quién coge vaya?
Clearly see the difference. These people are entering some of these hotels where they are, you can see the light, everything is okay. They are in a 5-star hotel, everything is cool with them because they have generators. Why, look at this. Look at the darkness. You should understand, these people are crazy. Like, seriously. I'm actually tired of these crazy...
Oh my God. Oh, geez. Is this embarrassing? This is just sad, bro. The whitest people. I know. It's always the whitest people, isn't it?
Chat, Cuba, and also China.
It's just there's limited amount of space.
Yeah,
so
did he promote like the people organizing this or any? He must have on his stream, and I just don't get linked it because why would anybody link me that? Like, you'd think he would try to get his audience to donate or something for the mission or something, right? Like what? Or I don't know.
About this group of hard left activists going to communist Cuba, meeting with the Communist Party officials over there, and they're there to slam the US. These pampered leftists are staying in luxury hotels and enjoying comforts like air conditioning and electricity.
That would have happened. I mean, now they're trying to do the same thing with Cuba. The remarkable thing, Rita, is that we have, and by we, I mean the United States.
You know, according to them, they want to document everything. Post on TikTok, post everywhere on social media, you know, to talk against Trump. This is all their aim. At some point, I really don't know. If you look at the nature of these countries from the videos I've seen, you can clearly see that these people are not okay. If you are going and meeting with the leaders that are making these people to suffer for a very long time, then you have a problem, a very big problem. I don't want to talk more. I think I'm going to end here. I want to appreciate people supporting, sharing out the videos. God bless you abundantly. As of the short clips at the end, that is for a white algorithm. You can always keep.
About, I guess, how the Democrats can win. And I think that phrase is going to bubble up. He said they have to learn to be more culturally normal.
Still, us.
Tonight could get political.
Just say which.
There's an alternate Oscars being hosted by Kid Rock.
Not only is he a great actor,
Anniversary of the Oscars So White campaign, someone must wear a ribbon that says, "We won."
Out on the buffet, they're just hard.
What is this, my 600-pound?
yeah, and you're right. Every day is something new.
That Trump laid in the State of the Union address.
To get here.
Trump! Go Trump! Hey, Murphy, you're a scumbag.
Thanks, man.
Our chamber is chanting USA. Philip.
He utilized almost like these game show type moments where you're seeing awards being presented.
Just so and did not shake her hand there.
Here's the video. He shook everyone's hand. Everyone. Here's the Chief Justice. All of them got their hands shaken. To the point where they had to come back on the air and say this in stop 33.
But we should point out as he walks in, he's pretty close to the justices again as he comes.
Other than illegal on either of those two, I think.
Take away from the joyous moment as all Americans. And why are they putting a medal?
Oh, he's already under scrutiny for 1,000 reasons. Viral Patel posted this on X.
Job. I get suspicious when any
person's home. It's very easy to.
This is for the people in the United States who are
so amazing. And wasn't it so great?
When it can be hard to hope.
Hey, girl.
They surf. They don't have.